Dominion. Dominion. Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
I'm back, bro.
Sorry?
No, don't worry. I just wanted to let you know that. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry?
No, don't worry.
Good morning, everyone. Please, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to AMT Live 1.0, the first of its kind. And as we'll be starting, I'll be inviting Dominion for the opening prayer. So, Dominion, please.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for the opportunity to lead this morning prayer. So, I'd like us to close our eyes as we pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this program. Lord, we commit this program to your hands. Lord, as our Lord, as we speak, Lord, that we speak, may it come from your word, may it come from you, Lord. And as we speak, Lord, may it impact many of us here, Lord. We're not just coming to hear, but we're going to practice what we're hearing, Lord. As our Lord, you help us, Lord, for every speaker that is speaking to the Lord. May He speak through them, Lord. May they speak through, may they hear your word, Lord. The Bible says, Lord, you have given us wisdom and understanding, Lord. As our Lord, may you show it, may you showcase the wisdom and understanding you have given to us, Lord. We commit this program in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit, Lord. Help us, Lord, for we cannot do without you, Lord. As our Lord, this program coming to a success, Lord. It's a success for the end of the day, Lord. We give all glory to and say, Lord, it's can only be you, Lord. And may this program bring glory to your name, Lord. Through this program, Lord, many people begin to accept you and begin to know you, Lord. Thank you for what you are doing in the life of God, in the life of every speaker here, Lord. This is just the beginning of great and mighty things. The Bible says, though the beginning might be small, but the latter end is great, Lord. This is a new beginning, and Lord, we know that one day we're going to come and say, Lord, wow, it's only be you, and Lord, it's only be you alone. Blessed be your name, Lord, from just my prayed. Amen and amen. Thank you.
Amen and amen. Amen. Thanks so much, Dominion. Thanks so much. Please, just to confirm, can everyone hear me? Just to confirm.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So, good day, everyone. My name is Godsent Assotie, and I'm excited to welcome you to AMT Live 1.0, organized by Asson Media Tech. Now, today is more than just an online session. It's a conversation about how technology is actively reshaping businesses and startups from the world, from small ideas turning into global companies, and also to how digital tools are changing the way we build, the way we sell, and grow. So at Asson Media Tech, we believe that technology is not just a tool, it's a bridge between ideas and reality. And we through events like this, we aim to educate individuals and inspire young innovators, entrepreneurs, and creatives. So whether you're a student, a startup founder, a creative, or someone just curious about tech, I encourage you to stay engaged. Take notes, and most importantly, think about what you can learn and how you can apply it to your own journey. So once again, welcome to AMT Live 1.0, Tech Shaping Businesses and Industries. So I'm the first one on the schedule to speak. Please give me a second. I want to share my screen. Please, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Sorry, AY, please, can you also confirm on YouTube if they can see my screen? Everything, and if everything is fine.
Yes, I can. I can share screen.
Okay. So, welcome once again to AMT Live 1.0. And today we are all going to be talking about, we have three speakers. I myself, Godsent Assotie, and Ayomide Oluwatola, and Mr. Nosa Omori. So, I want to start this session with a story. Now, in 2007, BlackBerry dominated the smartphone market. They were everywhere, powerful, unshakable. And, they had 50% of the US market. They had 21 million subscribers. And they were worth over $80 billion. They dominated the smartphone market. But they refused to evolve. They went from $80 billion to almost nothing. So they disappeared. Lacked, they didn't lack money. They didn't lack talent. They just refused to evolve. Until when iPhone came, and then iPhone completely changed the industry. I remember the time BlackBerry was everywhere. They kept saying business people will not use phones. That like business people like to use phone, like they will always use phones that have physical like keyboard to type and press. So they ignore the fact that things change. Technology in this world where technology, we all evolve, and we also have to evolve ourselves. So the same challenge they experienced is what most businesses and startups today still experience, is what they experience today. I wrote here, this BlackBerry problem is not just a corporate story. This is the issue most businesses are facing today. If you walk down any street, if you walk down in any street in any city, sorry, if you walk down in any street in any city, you see shops that have been there for decades. They sell products, they offer services, they have loyal customers, but they refuse to evolve. When you walk down in the streets of Lagos, you see people, not that their products are not good, not that there is no problem with the product, or there's no issue with the service they render, but they just refuse to evolve, and they complain about sales. They complain about so many things. Sorry. So, technology is no longer just supporting businesses. It is deciding how businesses are created, how they grow, and how they die. So in a world of technology, we also have to evolve with technology, which brings me to my topic, my subtopic for today, the evolution imperative. Sorry, please give me a second. Now, someone might ask, what is an imperative? An imperative is something that is absolutely necessary. So, like, it's necessary, like something that is necessary. So, when we talk about the evolution imperative, we're talking about the necessity of adapting, learning, and changing in response to a changing world. So, years ago, businesses could survive doing the same thing for decades. They could survive, without no issue, doing the same thing for decades. Today, that is no longer the case. In those days, social media was not, if we look back to 19 to 20 years ago, social media was not quite rampant among people. Like it wasn't popular. Most people were not using social media. There was even a stage that there weren't any phone or anything. So like those days, today is no longer the case where business could survive doing the same thing for decades. Technology is changing, the markets are changing. The way we communicate, the way we buy, the way we sell, learn, and work is changing. And because everything around us is evolving, businesses and startups must evolve too. I wrote here, technology is reshaping the businesses and startups, but the ones that refuse to adapt get left behind. So the way we communicate, the way we buy, the way we sell, the way we learn, the way we work is changing. And because of everything around us is evolving, businesses and startups must evolve too. I can recall there were days before, like I'm a young guy, but I know of these adults when most of these adults, when they were quite young, like I recall there was nothing, they could not do so many things like online because now phones and devices are everywhere. I know before, like I've heard them talk about it when they would just go, when they want to acquire a skill or they want to learn something, they have to go there physically to go and learn it. But now you can literally sit down from the comfort of your home, learn anything. You can do content, do anything you want to do, and push it across to millions of people. So everything around us is evolving, and businesses and startups must evolve too. That is why I call it the evolution imperative. So not because change is optional, but because change is necessary. So the businesses and startups that embrace change will grow. The ones that resist it risk becoming the next BlackBerry. I'm sure my previous slide, I wrote here, they went from $80 billion to nothing, all because they just chose to stick. They didn't plan to evolve. Like they just wanted to stick and remain at where they were, at what they thought worked at that time. And iPhone just came, and all of a sudden now in 2026, no one uses BlackBerry. So the real question is, sorry, the real question is, are we willing to evolve? So I wrote here, if you walk down any streets in any city, you see shops that I've said this thing before. You see shops that have been there for decades. They sell products, they offer services, they have loyal customers, but they refuse to evolve. I've said this before. Some shop owners will say, I don't need their website. My customers know me. You see some shop owners say, my customers, they will come to me physically. So they try to remain at one level. They don't want to upgrade, you know, especially in a world where social media now, if you are not constantly updated, you are going to miss out. There's no two way about it. So technology is not just supporting businesses, it's deciding how businesses are created, how they grow, and how they die. So I've read this before. Technology is reshaping businesses and startups, but the ones that refuse to adapt kept left behind. Technology is changing everything. AI now helps businesses automate tasks like customer support, marketing, and content creation. And social media. Social media has completely transformed marketing, completely transformed. Like if you are a business owner and you sell products and you don't push it out on social media, like most people might not reach you, from where you are. Gone are the days where you sit down in your house and if you want to buy something, you have to physically go to the shop to go and get it. But now people order things online. People order clothes, people order even food. Even food. Like gone are the days where if you are hungry, you have to go out to go and get food physically. You have to go out to get food physically in order to eat. But now people order food. There's Chowdeck, there's Glovo, like many apps to order food from. So social media has completely transformed marketing. One post now can reach thousands of millions of people. And social media has changed the marketing. More cloud has changed the scalability. Data, was decision making. And data helps businesses understand what customers want in real time. So the truth is simple. Technology is no longer optional. It's the foundation of modern businesses. Now, how does technology shape businesses? I wrote here, technology changes businesses in three major ways. First, efficiency. Second, reach. And the third one is decision making. Sorry, AY, how many minutes do I have left? I don't want to lose track on time.
You have
Sorry,
like 15 minutes. 15
sorry?
minutes. 15 minutes,
Okay. Thank you. God bless.
roughly.
So, efficiency now. Technology changes businesses in three major ways. Efficiency, the second is reach, and the third is decision making. Now, for efficiency, businesses nowadays can now automate repetitive work, saving time and reducing costs. So they can now automate their work, what they do, by saving time, reducing costs. Second is reach. A small business now can now sell to customers across Nigeria and even globally using digital tools and also using social media. Right now, you see people now that are even active on social media now that sell products that reaches people across the world they do nationwide delivery, they do delivery across countries and thereabout. So decision making, instead of guessing now, businesses can now use data to understand their customer behavior and also improve performance. I wrote here, businesses that use technology do more, reach more, and understand more. Efficiency, businesses can now automate, saving time. Reach, a small business in Lagos now can reach customers across Nigeria and even globally. And decision making, businesses now can use data to understand customer behavior and improve performance. So how does technology shape startups? 20 years ago, if we look back to 20 years ago or 30 years ago, starting a business or a startup now could require a lot of money, could require an office and a large team. But now things have changed. Right now, so if you can start a startup or a business now with just your phone, with just your laptop, and with just internet connection and an idea too. So technology, a student now can just build a startup from his hostel room with the right set of people and the right set of, tools and everything. So I wrote here, the third thing I want to discuss about is the AI question. Now, most people ask, will AI replace us? Now, the truth of this matter is no. AI will not replace most people, but people who use AI will replace people who don't. If we look back and throw back to the story I gave on BlackBerry, how BlackBerry, they weren't evolving, they just they just remained stagnant for like a long period of time. And from $80 billion, they went completely like from $80 billion to nothing. So right now, AI is everywhere, but will it replace people? No. It's people who use it that are going to replace people who don't use it, which is why we have to constantly evolve, in the things that we do and constantly learn about the latest tech trends and the latest updates that are currently going on. So AI is simply just a tool. It helps businesses move faster, it helps you create more, and it helps you work smarter. From content creation to coding to research and to customer support, AI is already transforming how work is done. And if you are a business owner or you own a startup, if you don't constantly check in on how you can use AI to automate your processes and everything, you are not going to evolve. So the next thing I'll be talking about here is how do businesses and startups evolve, which leads me now to the evolution toolkit. The first thing I wrote here. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you. So how do businesses and startups evolve? Now here's the framework. Number one is digitize. Get your business online. Build visibility at least. I said it before right now that if there are many people that just choose to remain stagnant and they complain about sales, they complain about not being able to reach a maximum amount of people, they complain about not making sales. But the truth is, they are not visible enough. Most people have business shops, but they don't have their businesses, out there online. Even most people currently are now doing remote work. Most people hardly go to work. Like, that is how crazy the whole world is like evolving. You see most businesses today, they do remote work. Most people don't go physically to work. They just, stay at home and just on their camera and just log in and log out. So digitize, get your business online, build visibility. That's number one. Number two is automate. Remove repetitive tasks that slow you down. And number three is analyze. Use data to understand your customers and improve decisions. This is how modern businesses survive and grow in a technology-driven world. So, sorry. And this is where Asson Media Tech comes in. We believe technology should empower businesses and startups and not confuse them. That's our main goal. Belief should empower. That's part of our goals. That's to empower businesses and startups and individuals. Sorry, is not on there. And individuals, not just confuse them. So our mission is simple: to help individuals, businesses, startups use technology to grow, to scale and evolve. We build we build websites, we build digital platforms, we build mobile apps, we build web apps, and we develop software solutions. We strengthen people's online presence, brands' online presence too. We create engaging digital experiences, and we help brands leverage technology effectively. But beyond that, we are passionate about one thing, just one thing: helping people, brands, and businesses move from where they are to where the future is going. If you can recall at the beginning, I made reference to BlackBerry, how they just remained stagnant. They weren't willing to evolve, they weren't willing to grow, especially in a world that keeps evolving. They chose to stick to the phone that have buttons, to physical buttons. They refused to, advance in that aspect. And iPhone just came from nowhere, just came from nowhere to just, cover up every. So that's just what I'm saying. So we're passionate about one thing: helping people move from where they are to where the future is going, because the future is not waiting, and neither should we. As I close this, technology is shaping businesses, technology is shaping startups, but most importantly, technology is shaping people. So ask yourself, what am I refusing to evolve on? And what will it cost me if I don't change? And if I don't constantly update myself on what's going on? Because BlackBerry didn't think they were becoming irrelevant. They didn't think it at all. They didn't see it coming. So many businesses today are making the same mistake. They don't want to evolve. They don't want to get constantly updated with what's going on. So the future belongs to the curious, it belongs to the adaptable, and it belongs to those who evolve. So thank you very much, and God bless you. I'll be handing over to the next speaker. And please, if you have any question, you can feel free to drop it in the chat box. We'll be dealing with these questions as we proceed. So yeah, I'll be handing over to the next speaker. Thank you. Sorry, AY, are you there?
Yes, I'm coming. Sorry, give me a few minutes. Let me share my screen. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Just can't see my screen. Please, you can see my screen. Let me know. Just say anything. Hi.
Yeah, we can see your screen. Can,
So,
ev can everyone
yeah,
else see his screen? Sorry, can everyone else see his screen?
yeah, I think you can see it. So let's just continue. So today I'm going to be talking about technology, AI, and how it's going to be affecting Nigerian future and also in everyday life, basically. How digital tools are transforming everybody's life, people's life, both in businesses, startups, and all of that. So let's start from basic shifts, to technology systems. Uh, The shift from connectivity to integrating systems. So basically, as we all know, previously in the past, technology has been integrated into society step by step, phase by phase. Before, we didn't have the concept of phone calls, SMS, and later phones existed. phone books existed. Then from there, we went to the internet. From the internet, a lot of things have been changing around the world. So here we have mobile penetration. That was first when mobile phones and mobile technology got popular across the entire world. We had access to internet, SMS, voice calls. This allowed people to connect with people that are like very, very far away or even on the other side of the world. Previously, if you needed to talk to someone, you need to write a letter that took like days, many, many days to reach the person, and then the person will send back, which takes also days before you can get the message back. But now, technology, with that transitioning to voice calls, SMS, and internet, we're able to communicate daily, like second per second, minute per minute. And then we also have it has changed the way fintech and money is with digital payments, mobile banking, and bypassing basic physical infrastructure for commerce. Previously, money was like very hard to manage. They had different forms of money, but now we have internet money and fintech that provides certain ways of payments and managing digital money. Even cryptocurrency too, that's another form of technology that has evolved. And remote work as well. Previously before, if you want to like build a company, start a business, start a brand, you need to like find these people physically, rent an office, do so many things. But with the evolution of technology, people are able to work from different places, different like different locations. You don't have to be in the same country anymore to work in the same place. And then we also have intelligent systems like AI assistants, and all of those things. We have utilized artificial intelligence to draft documents, tutor students, different things like that. So this is how technology has been shifting and upgrading, basically. So let's move on to the three practical technology that are shaping everyday living. So the first one is digital finance and savings. I remember back then before we had internet banking and all of that, it was before you could make a payment for a service, you have to go to a bank, a physical location, you queue there, you wait on the line and everything, you draw money. People see that now, but this was the only way of paying back then. But now we have instant peer-to-peer transfers. This is part of the evolution of technology that we're talking about. You can just send money instantly from your own location and pay for a good. And we also have in savings to like we have um, digital piggy banks. Before I'm sure we all know this physical phone that we used to save money. We have the digital version, piggyvest, carrywise, rightverse, a lot of these softwares that help you manage your money. And the digital versions always bring some advantage that the physical would usually have. Like for example, you could misplace your colo and your money is gone. But in the digital version, you can't just misplace the money like that. And also, you can have a maturity date that you cannot break. But with the physical version, you could say, okay, you want to save for 6 months, or due to some temptations or financial struggle, you just go and make your goal like that, and you don't get the money when you're supposed to actually get the returns. We also have logistics and transport. In the world globally, technology has really changed the way people receive all kind of things that for example, we have delivery system for food, delivery system for products. And I'm sure we all know Amazon, Amazon.com, Jumia.com, even Temu self that's been trending recently. This is a form of technology that really helped logistics and transportation. We have different systems for delivering all sorts of products across the world. So we are no longer like, okay, I'm in Nigeria, I can't buy so and two things because it's not my country. if you're in Nigeria and you have the money, you can get anything around the world that you need. All you need is just to be able to place the order online and get it delivered to your doorstep, to be shipped, and all of that. Technology has really helped us to handle transportation from very, very far and remote areas. And the other aspect is information, global information access. Before in the past, before we could have access to the latest news and everything that was going on, we have to wait till the morning, like to read the newspapers. I remember back then when you see people, they'll go to certain places to go and read the newspapers in Nigeria and everything. But now, you really people see that, you really see people do that this day because we have access to information at our fingertips with our mobile phone. And this is just one of the aspects, getting news and all of that kind of latest information. Aside from that, it also helps in education for students, right? Because in the past, a lot of people didn't have access to resources that they needed to learn. If you wanted to learn a skill, a digital skill, or if you're a student and you're trying to get a textbook, you need to get the physical version. You need to go to a library or you need to go to a shop. And if you want to learn a skill, you need to go to a training center, a physical training center as well. But thankfully, now we have these things available at our palm, literally. I think everybody that is in this meeting, everybody that can see my face right now, all have access to technology and a lot of things at their fingertips. This really, really gives us a lot of advantage to learn and do things that we haven't done before. Like you can learn a lot of digital skills and get so many type of opportunities that you couldn't have gotten if not for technology. So these are some practical areas that technology has been shaping. Then we have these three tech models of how technology works. This is a little technical, so not everyone may understand it, but let me just like go over it a bit. So we have cloud infrastructure and databases, we have software applications, and we also have AI and LLMs, which is language models. Let me just start with cloud infrastructure and databases. This is just basically like where our data is stored, where the servers are, basically which process information and everything that we have. So I'm going to be talking about the benefits of the cloud instead of technicality of how it works. So now one of the benefits of cloud infrastructure basically and how it helps people in everyday life is that you don't lose access to your information. I know if anybody here has used an iPhone or a Windows laptop or even your Android phone too, you hear something like, okay, the iCloud or Windows have OneDrive, and your Google Photos, you have the Google Cloud too, which is meant to. So these things have a way of preserving your information, your files, your necessary documents. Like there are some documents that sometimes I'll be searching for, I'll be like, oh, no, I can't find this thing again, hope I'm not muted. But I just remember, oh, I uploaded it to my Google Drive. Now I'll just check it on any device at all. As long as my email is linked, I have access to those information. So the cloud is able to keep your data, like unlike before where we had to manually file things, store it, and it could be misplaced. So some things today, a lot of people have misplaced their important documents, maybe their wire documents or something. I don't know. A lot of people have been misplacing a lot of their documents, but with cloud infrastructure, which exists everywhere now, you can't misplace most of your important things anymore as long as you are up to date and you are taking advantage of the cloud. Then we have software applications and data pipelines. So there are different software applications that help users day to day. We have WhatsApp, we have Zoom. Even this application that we're using today, Zoom, which enables us to meet and communicate, is an example of a technology application, right? That helps people in their everyday life. For us to have this kind of conference, we need to all gather together in a physical hall. Some people spend money on transportation, blah blah blah, and all of that. But now we are able to hear me, you're able to like see what I'm saying. You're only able to see my screen while being at the comfort of your house. And then the new, we also have AI and large language models, which is the new technology that not really new actually, but it has been coming popular in the recent years. I'm still going to get to AI and LLMs more clearly in details in the next slide. So let's talk about what AI is all about basically and what AI is not. Because there have been misconceptions about AI, like as my founder said earlier that AI is not going to replace you. I'm going to clarify some of those misconceptions that we have about AI. So first thing, AI is not like a super being itself. Like it's not a super overlord. It's not a science fiction overlord that has a sense of self that is going to like authoritative and rule over humanity. So what I'm trying to say basically that it's not a bad thing. A lot of people see some elderly people see AI as something that is going to be bad, like, oh, I don't want to use AI because AI can be a threat or AI is bad, blah, blah. It's super being that can, AI is not bad. It's just a technological tool that helps your day-to-day life. And then a total replacement, no, AI is not going to replace your jobs, as God has said. It's just there to make your jobs easier. It is not a replacement. Think of it as calculators. Before mathematicians didn't use calculators, right? And when calculators came into play, they thought, oh, calculators are going to replace mathematicians. But today, mathematicians still exist. They just use the calculators to help their work. And also a flawless oracle. While we have benefits of a lot of good benefits of artificial intelligence, we need to know that it has some limits as well. And it may not be, it can't replace human intelligence, right? It can't replace your own human intelligence. That's what we're also trying to say here when we've made flawless oracle. Some people need AI to start to think for them, basically. And that shouldn't be because AI is not meant to replace your own intelligence. You're just using AI for you're using your intelligence with AI. Basically, AI is just a very powerful assistant and it is not a replacement. So what AI is actually, AI is going to be it's a tool that basically helps you. Let's say you're working on a lot of things and you need another assistant. AI is going to be that assistant for you. You know, it's able to understand human language, it's able to summarize different things, It's also able to do beyond this, task automation as well in software. We have different software that integrates AI right now, like even for different things. Like I'm sure if you use tools like Canva, Photoshop, PS Code, like if you use coordinate editors, graphic design editors and everything, you see that they have specified places where you can use AI to like edit and improve your own design or generate a design. So AI is helping in that aspect as well. So let's talk about how AI can empower students and help students basically. Especially, in an average classroom, we usually have one teacher. Let me start with secondary school. You can have one teacher teaching like 40 or more students, right? There's no personal one-on-one relationship. The teacher doesn't explain what very, very well to every student. The teacher just, it doesn't match any particular student learning style. Some students learn faster, some learn slower. So this is some of the things that affect the Nigerian youth in the educational sector because they are not doing well in school, or maybe they are not able to learn as fast as others. They think that they are dumb or they cannot do anything meaningful in life. But with AI now, AI has come to help students like that, where they can easily use AI as a learning assistant, basically, or as a kind of tutor for them. It has different features, right? We have different apps online that help students learn using AI as well. And you can also use normal ChatGPT or Gemini or Cloud or any of those models that you're familiar with. It basically is very adaptive. One thing about AI modern artificial intelligence is that they are very adaptive to your own tone, to your own style. I don't know if you will have noticed it. If you use AI a lot, you notice that okay, when you send it a text, it knows how like it knows your personality, it knows how to teach you things basically. So this is one of the benefits of artificial intelligence, and it's going to help students a lot as long as people take advantage of it, because a lot of people haven't really been taking advantage of this technology that we have, and that is why we are actually here doing this conference to, you know, give awareness about this technology that exists. And it's aside from the student side of it, we also have it's boosting productivity for startup businesses, entrepreneurs, people that are just starting their businesses out. Previously, before, if you wanted to like really do anything serious in your business when you're just starting, you need to hire like so many different people for different tasks, right? Like marketing, cost, someone who handle marketing, people that will handle that, and all of that. But now you have AI to help you with different things like marketing and customer interaction. I don't know if everyone or anyone has heard of AI CRM tools. CRM just means customer relationship management. So we have different tools, right, that manage your customer relationship, like email, sending out campaigns, sending out messages to customers, or even replying to customer helps and feedback. We have AI tools that help people who are like, so we have different AI tools like that that actually help you relate to your customers, whether it's on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. We have these platforms that integrate AI directly into your customer relationship. And for local management, marketing rather, local marketing content generation, um, nowadays people use AI very, very often for marketing, whether it's ranging from graphic design or even just sending out messages, flyers that you prepared. AI is very, very helpful in that aspect. We have different tools, different softwares that integrate this AI technology for boosting the productivity of micro enterprises and startups. I also have some simplified financial tracking. There are AI tools that help businesses, manage their finance, their expenses, and all of that, so they know how much they're actually making and how much you're leaving and all of that to properly manage the business also in financial aspects. So, aside from the general aspect, which I just finished talking about, we also have some critical sectors that AI is changing with modern technology. So we have one which is smart crop diagnosis, which is under agri and farm and farmers in Nigeria now, for example. We have a lot of we're actually blessed. Like Nigeria as a country is a very, very blessed country with soil and to plant food. But we have different things like insecurity, um, not proper technology in the farms that can actually manage the farm. What most of farms in Nigeria are still manual labor, right? People are still doing it manually. But now we have farms that are integrated into technology all over the world. We are still yet to catch up here. And those farms, if we integrate our farms with technology, we're able to produce crops far more faster, far more efficient crops, far more healthy crops than those that are still doing manually. And that also helps with the challenges of insecurity too that we've been facing in Nigeria. So one of the ways AI and technology can help as farmers is by actually like I don't know if you guys have seen or heard of this company, IITA. It's a technology company in Nigeria that is focused on integrating tech into agriculture and farms in Nigeria. So they have different components, right, that actually help farms manage their soils and everything. But not many people are aware of these things. Not many people are actually aware of this. So we need to create this awareness that, oh, okay, you don't actually need to manage your farm physically anymore. We have different tools to help you. And it also have weather analytics. Before, like long before. With the way the spring is falling now, and you won't even know, like the way the sky is right now, we can just fall at any time. Previously, for technology, a lot of people have really know or know when we will fall. So this caused a lot of issues, right, for people, their businesses. They don't know when to set up and everything. They don't know when to expect the rain. They don't really prepare for bad weather like that. But with predictive weather analytics now, they're able to know that, okay, from the forecast, it seems that rain is going to fall and prepare accordingly. This really helps a lot of people and all over the world. Though in Nigeria, we don't actually use this very well. But I'm sure some of my friends here who have seen Korean dramas and people abroad, you know that they are very, very serious with their weather analytics, right? So this is another way technology is helping. So helping people basically, and not just businesses, but also individuals and anybody. And they also have logistics and supply chain. Um, as Gotten mentioned before, he mentioned the example of food, right? How we have child care, global, and all these things that are basically delivering food to people. Like you can be here now, and let's say, okay, all the shops around your area they're closed, you can't get food. You can just use your phone from the tip of your hand, order food, make payments online, and get it delivered to your doorstep. And not just food alone, we also have healthcare abroad. So it's not really common in Nigeria. Abroad, we have healthcare delivered to people. Let's say there's an emergency. We have certain things that can be delivered to people via drone and all forms of technology that helps with logistics and supply chain. And also agriculture too. If we can integrate technology properly, we could create proper infrastructure that helps with groceries and all of those things, delivering fresh harvest without risking human life, basically. But we all know how Nigeria is and the insecurity here and there, especially traveling. But if we can integrate technology, self-driving trucks, drones, and all of those things into Nigeria, this will actually help improve our economy a lot. So yeah, these are some of the core industries that technology can really, really improve. And then we also have localization too, how technology helps the average local. And some people may not understand English, or I may not understand Yoruba or Hausa or Igbo, and they may not understand English. We have different tools right now that actually help natural language translation. We have both AI powered tools and not really AI powered. That we have some. I don't know if you guys have seen some software, right, where you just where a white person, let's say a white person comes to your local land and nobody's speaking English then, but they're able to communicate and they're also able to hear what they are saying due to the software on their app as they are speaking, right? The software would say what you are saying in your local language. So that way you're able to understand what they are saying. So with this natural language translation, it bridges the gap between the languages normally create. It bridges that language barrier. Even in this live conference that we're having now, if there is, let's say, someone who doesn't understand English or anything, there are tools that can be used to actually translate what I'm saying to the local language. And then we also have voice to text for people who may be impaired or not able to read or write. So they can just say what they want to say and then it generates everything on their screen, just generates text like that automatically. And we also have localized data models. Basically, what this means is we have AI being a lot of people in Nigeria sometimes complain that artificial intelligence doesn't know anything about my local land, Nigeria, and all of that. Like it doesn't know anything that is cultural, like related to me. That it's only created for Westerners. That's not why I'm not AI. But no, that's not the case. We have different models, AI models that are trained on our own local databases, right? Our own local culture and things basically that are in Nigeria. So the AI is able to understand actually like things that are local to us or our own local community. So it has actually bridged the gap between the international and the local. So that's one way AI actually works. So we have different ways, right? Right here, how we're looking to design technology to fit local realities, like people who may not have access to the internet, and people who may not have access to internet, computers, and all of that. So one of these ways is offline based architecture. There are some AI models that you can run locally, right? So many people are not aware of this yet. But here at Asson Media Tech, that's part of the things that we're looking to create, right? We're here to create technology that is going to be accessible for people. And we also have compressed and localized AI models. These are models that can just run on your mobile phone or your laptop. If you don't have access to the internet, that won't be a problem and all of that. Now let's move on to um safety measures for navigating online.
Sorry, AY.
So
Sorry to cut you. We might have to hurry up a bit. It's Mr. Nusa's
yeah,
timeline.
sorry, this last slide, sorry, this last slide. So yeah, let me just quickly go over this. So while we're encouraging everyone to use technology, there are some certain risks that you have to be aware of, like internet fraud, certain security measures, using AI and tech responsibly and all of that. I won't be able to go into details much, but again, let me just read this out. Verifying digital authenticity. There are some basic online security measures, right, that you have to carry out to avoid being scammed. And a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians, especially elderly Nigerians, are very, very vulnerable to internet fraud. Like your bank will always tell you, don't share any code with anyone. Don't share your PIN. They will never ask you for your PIN. So if you get any message or anything from anyone asking you for your PIN or anything like that, don't not share it to anyone. That's likely a scammer. So yeah, there are a lot of safety measures that you have to be careful about while navigating the internet. But so since I'm running out of time already, let's just move on to the last slide. So I'm here basically to encourage everyone to embrace technology, right, with a mindset of curiosity. And Nigeria as a whole has this problem of integrating technology into their daily life. Like you said earlier that you can walk through a local shop and ask how many shops, okay, do you guys have website? No, they don't have anything. They're like, oh, their customers know. But slowly, these people are actually being replaced by those who have integrated technology into their businesses. So we are here to actually bridge the gap between those who are yet to integrate technology and technology itself so that we can put out companies, industries, and any any organization at all, even individuals that are struggling to get involved with technology, AI, and all of that. Asson Media Tech is here to help. Um, thank you very much for having me. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat box. Thank you.
Okay. So AY, thanks so much. Thanks so much. So right now we're going to be inviting Mr. Nusa Omori. His time is we've spent we've spent his time already, like a little bit of his time, but Mr. Nusa is the technology risk manager for KPMG. So you can take the floor. Yeah, thank you. And
Well,
please,
thank you.
sorry, sir.
Mhm.
If you have questions, you can drop it in the chat box. There's a time for question and answer. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
no problem at all. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Okay, my name is Nosa Omorui. Let me quickly share my screen. Just give me some time. You just confirm you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Hello, can you confirm you can see my screen, please?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Okay, so let me put okay, good morning once again. It's a privilege to be here today. I don't take this for granted at all, to support our young people, young professionals who are doing great things, and people who are doing things some of us could not do at your age. So when God sent called, I really have to spare this time to support this initiative. Okay, on my WhatsApp update yesterday, where I was trying to advertise this program, the exact word I used there was supporting technology leaders, tomorrow's technology leaders today, before they become my employer or before they become my bosses. Because, and someone asked me, why would you say before they become your bosses? Are you not insulting yourself? I said, no. The future belongs to the young people. We have young people who have created big multinationals that even their grandfathers' mates have been working in that multinationals. And I will start my presentation today by going through some four young persons who started before the age of 20. Although today I'll be speaking more on this, what I call the startup might. Because everybody seems to assume that every new company is a startup. So I wanted to know what really makes an organization a startup. Are there some prerequisites that should exist before you can call a company a startup? Although before then, let me give a recap on why I was listening to God Sent and AY while they were talking. A lot have changed with respect to technology and knowledge especially. Why did I say that? Because some years ago, just to learn some particular skills, God said that some persons have to travel. Okay, let me give you Wole Soyinka said in his time, in his era, he had to travel from Nigeria to use the London Library. And this like he said we are in a lucky generation. A generation where we can just in the click of a button, you can get in any information you want. Imagine someone had to travel from Lagos to to London. Even let me give you my own case. I was staying around Festac when I finished university, and then if I want to learn anything on IT, I had to travel all the way to Computer Village to buy CD. I think those CDs were like 100 naira or so then, 100 or 200 naira. You buy that CD, that is what 100 naira for one tape. Sometimes you have to buy like 4 tapes. I remember what I wanted to learn one time was macro media, one tools for building websites. I think for building website, I traveled all the way from Festac to Computer Village. And the bad news is that sometimes you get home, that CD will not work. So you can imagine how painful it is. You get home, that CD will not work. Now, some of you can just get any information you want, go to YouTube, anything you want to learn, you can learn immediately. And some of us today, actually was God Sent or AY that's talking about, said something about we working from home today is an advantage. The big advantage, you can stay in your bedroom and be working, taking your popcorn at home, moving in your bedroom and work. Let me give you my experience. I took a particular job many years ago just because the job is on the mainland. It's not as if the money was special. That was Sterling Bank. Like I got a job in Sterling Bank some years ago. So from Sterling, I actually moved to KPMG. When I got that job, one of the major reasons not that I took that job was because the office where I would be working from was Sterling Bank Annex at Ilupeju. But before then, I was going to Ireland every day. Before 5 o'clock, I should have woken up. I must leave my house before 6 because by 6 o'clock, everybody in Lagos is out. There'll be traffic, so I have to leave my house before 6 o'clock. And there was a time I told somebody that I have not seen Third Milan Bridge on the broad daylight. Because whenever I'm passing Third Milan Bridge, always around maybe past 6 or 6:30, it's dark. And whenever I'm coming back around 7 or 8. I'm coming back from en route Third Milan Bridge. So imagine short, by then I had no reason, I had no reason going to the Highland at the weekend. So I have not seen it. That by then I just want, I have not seen Third Milan Bridge on the broad daylight. So to tell you how the world has evolved, and when we tell you the present generation now is a lucky generation, so you have to accept it, and you have to take advantage of the media privileges. You have a lot of information. You can work from home. You can there are a lot of advantage you have. So you have time. So imagine in my era, we spent an average of 4 hours then on traffic every day, maybe average of 3 hours on traffic, going from imagine you going from maybe going from Ogba to Lekki every day. So let me just, because of time's sake, I've just 20 minutes to do justice to this topic. I'll just like to give a recap of what God sent and AY talked about earlier on, using myself as an example. So today we're talking about Startup Mind, but before then, I'm going to be looking at some young guys who did wonders even before at a very young age. And let's start with Mark. Someone said his name is, someone called him Mark Azuka. That's an Igbo man. Mark, at the age of 19, started Facebook. So that's what I want to, there's something I want to achieve today, that all of us in this room, yes, we don't have a lot of persons here today because this is not a room for spectators. You know, yes, the World Cup is going on now, and you see about 22 players in the pitch, and about maybe sometimes 100,000, 80,000 spectators. Then watching inside the pitch. Then we have about close to about 500 million people watching. So they are all spectators. What are they doing? Watching the players. The players are the region, yeah. They're the main guys making the money. So people we have in this room are obviously the players. People who would shape the industry a few years from now. So in the room where you have players, you don't expect to have so many persons. Players are always few, while spectators are much. Yes, you can have a show this evening, maybe maybe Burna Boy has a show this evening. You're gonna have a lot of spectators there. But these are places those are room for spectators, but this is a room for players. That's why we're few here. And I can tell you that everybody here is going to shake the industry a few years from now. And that's why I took my time really last night to prepare this slide, because I know I'm talking to future technology leaders who obviously who possibly might be my future employers. So I'm saying that with seriousness. So let's take a look at these 4 persons on my screen. Start with Mark Zuckerberg, 19 years old, starting the company in Harvard. He was in Harvard then. He has to drop out of school. First thing in startup is that once you notice your idea or your product gain what they call a market fit, that is an acceptance in the market. What is he doing with it? What is he doing in school? The same thing happened to Bill Gates too. Because without wasting much of our time, I will move to Palmer. Palmer was at the age of 19 created a virtual reality device, which was eventually sold to Facebook for $2 billion, not dollars. So you know what is $2 billion? That's big money. I mean not million, no, billion, $2 billion. Then look at Tato. Now I intentionally look for Africans to tell you that it's not just people in UK or America that do things at a very young age. That even in Africa, we have people who are founders at the age of I tried looking for in Nigeria, but I couldn't get any a notable name. Like I know some of you, I guess some of you are from Babcock. If you wondering how come your Shola and Ezra are not here. I think they started actually, they were already above 20 when they started. So I couldn't get, but you will see other Nigerians in this slide. So Tato, at the age of 18, started a company. What I love about Tato is that she saw the African problem. She didn't she didn't start complaining about no light in Africa, no lights no electricity to read. So what she did, that she did a special bag that has a solar panel in it. So when students are going to school, while they're trekking, they are actually charging the solar panel. So when they get home, they take the solar panel which is inbuilt along with the bag, then they put it into their lamp which they used to read that night. So I don't know if any of you use candle to read. I did in the university. I use candle to read. Sometimes you go to the classes to read, and there will be no light. In short, when you're taking your book in your bag, you put a candle along with it. It's part of the artifact you put in our bag. I don't think any of you do that now. So Tato experienced that, and what she did, and she provided solution. So we all here are players. We must stop complaining. We must be triggered by the challenges in our environment to provide solution. Now let's move to you. Someone will say, Tato is in South Africa. South Africa is a bit civilized. Let's go to this young man called Kevin. Kevin is from Sierra Leone. I'm telling you, I've been to Freetown before. I can tell you that Guzo, which is the capital of Zamfara, is finer than Freetown. So every disadvantage me and you have here in Nigeria, Kevin has it like 2 times, or if not 3 times. So Kevin, it's not as if Kevin is a Sierra Leonean, is that based in the UK or was born in US. No. Kevin was born and bred in Sierra Leone. Kevin was a self-taught engineer, started by creating batteries, generators. You can see what these guys, if you know something about Tato and Kevin, this was solving the problem in their neighborhoods. Some people are quiet now because I think a lot of us have been complaining a lot. So we have to go beyond complaining to provide solution. Tato, Kevin created
Sorry, am I the only one that can't hear Mr. Nosa?
I also can't hear you.
Okay, maybe he's having network issues. Help me. Sure.
apology. My network went a bit bad. So now somebody has to now start working on a solution where the network will not go bad. Let me share my screen. So can you see my screen now? I will be a bit fast now because I have just 20 minutes and just can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, we can see your screen.
Okay, so I'm moving now fast. I'll be a bit fast. Now this is where I'm going to my topic proper. Now, I want to look at startup really, because when people just start any small organization, they say it's a startup, or a tech company is a startup. Before I want to talk about that, let me break let's say, let me bust some people's bubble now. In my era, yes, a lot of guys try doing one product or the other, but there was something that was going on in my era, which I didn't like really. That's my generation. By then, it's as if you are a tech guy, you have to have afro pork. You have to put on glasses, or maybe you have to wear sneakers, or dress like a Bill Gates. That's why we like to wear like a sweatshirt. But really, startup is beyond the look. Startup is about disrupting an industry, an established industry. So when we talk about startup, a lot of people, let me tell you the mistake some of us made. I made that mistake too. So I'm talking out of experience. You want to start a company, you're going to rent a shop, you're going to register the company name, waste a lot of money on I just call it a sakamaji. These are just apologies if I'm using some from our local terms. But startup is beyond that. It's okay for you to start your company in your bedroom. I'm telling you, some years ago, I can name some of my friends who made the same mistake. Going ahead to pay for 2 years for a shop, for office space. You don't even have a viable product. So startup is not about having renting office, or it says some of us don't even have a product really. We just register company's name, have a website, and we don't have a customer. So although startup does not even start with having a customer really, because startup is saying, I'm coming to disrupt a particular industry. So it's about uncertainty. Really, it's not, you just want to go into this industry and break forth into the industry. There's a lot of high risks because you don't even understand the revenue model. You just want to go into that industry and do something and create a product. So I will be looking at some definition of startup from some top individual. So let's see some 3 expert definition of startup. Steve Blank said, a startup is a temporary organization used to search for a repeatable and scalable business model. So there's something about a startup is that you don't even have a real business model. Let me give one example of a startup as a disruptor. Before now, if you want to buy books, I'm using Amazon now as an example. Amazon came to disrupt that value chain of wholesalers. The manufacturer will take the book to the wholesalers, the wholesalers to the retailers, and before the final readers will get the book. Amazon came up with the strategy that, okay, I'm not going to have any book. I'm not selling book at all. I'm just going to create a platform. Whenever you order for the book, I connect you to the seller, then the courier person takes the book directly to you. That is disruption. And so it created a different business model. I don't know if you have heard of a Stack Overflow. Has anybody heard of Stack Overflow? Without programmers here, okay. Okay. Before,
Yes, sir.
okay, before ChatGPT came up, and every programmer is using ChatGPT or Claude or other tools. Every programmer used Chat Overflow to troubleshoot. When you have any problem, you don't put it on Stack Overflow. You would to give you what people have done on that concerning that particular issue. Before Stack Overflow came up, a company used to charge software companies that so every programmer then they will apply, they will pay for subscription to belong to that company, because that company has a lot of programmers they've paid. So you will put your issue there, the programmers will take your issue and give you solution. So Stack Overflow now said, why will people be paying for this? They'll pay for subscription to that. That company is called Expert Edge, you see. So Stack Overflow said, why will people be paying? Stack Overflow came up with a different model. And I said, okay, ask your question, we'll give you answers freely, but now we'll be making money from adverts. That's the concept of, that's really, okay, before then, okay, Yahoo and the Facebook, they make more of their money from adverts. So they're saying, okay, let me just create a community of developers. You ask questions, others can support you with the answers. Why they make money from adverts? So that's a different, so they created a new business model. So most startups are disruptors that create a new business model. Let's take Paystack, for example. Paystack disrupted Flutterwave. They disrupted banking now. Before now, you have to go to the bank, to the banking, or to do every transaction you wanted to do, to create to open an account, to collect loan. The lack of the Paystack and Flutterwave said, no, you don't have to go to the banking or to do that. And they started supporting small businesses, helping small businesses they created a lot of APIs. But small businesses can collect payment online. So that's another form of disruption. So let's see what makes it a startup. What makes a company a startup? I think I'm looking at time. I want to be off here in the next 10 minutes. So what makes a company a startup? The first is scalability. Your products, some people in finance will be, or accounting will be able to relate well with this. What scalability now means, if I'm increasing my revenue, for every increase in my revenue, my variable cost should be less. Let me give you a perfect example. What do you call it? The POS business, to some extent, what we call agency banking, to some extent is a disruptor. They disrupted the brick and mortar banking to say, okay, instead of you coming to the banking, just come and take your money from POS. But why the POS is not being regarded as a startup? Because it lacks scalability. Why did I say that? If I have a POS business, and maybe I have one outside my compound, and I needed to start another POS business, imagine I have to employ someone, get a POS machine, maybe rent a place. So I'm using almost the same amount, that I used to start the first company. So that is what I'll be using again to start the second branch of the POS business. If I want to start the third one again, so my variable cost is like almost the same thing as my units, as my revenue increases. But in a startup, I can have 5 people who are working on a particular product. When that product is launched, even when new customers are coming in, my costs remains almost the same thing. So I'm getting, my revenue is increasing, while my costs is almost the same thing. So imagine Facebook, yes, they must have employed more programmers over years, but did not, the way they, in the last few years, as I mentioned, Facebook started in 2007 or 2008, they've had a lot, millions and billions of new people getting a Facebook account. But the cost, you cannot compare the cost. The increase in revenue is so high, the percentage is so high compared to the increase in cost. So that's the concept of scalability. It's as your revenue should grow faster than your cost. So that's one core characteristics of a startup. Then we talk about unproven business model. Most time in a startup, what you start with might not be your main product. You might start to say, okay, this is what I want to do. Then you create what we call minimum viable product. That's MVP. Your MVP is something you say, okay, this is just a small product that is not complete, but you start to test it in the market. If the market does not accept it, you try to what we call pivot. You pivot to something else. So every startup you see today, majority of them, the flagship product they are known for today is not what they started with. They started with something else and they pivoted into something new, into what they are being known for today. So a startup have a disruptive intent. It's coming to disrupt a particular industry. I will quickly, because of time, I will just quickly talk about, so these are 4 companies who started with something totally different, and today their flagship product differs. I don't know if some of you have read about it, Facebook. It started with a company called FaceMatch. When he was a student in Harvard, although what he did was wrong, he hacked into the school database to bring out all the photos people used to register at whether is it at the admission or 100 level, all the pictures in the database. He brought out all those pictures out. He now created a website called FaceMatch. What they were doing was you put two people's picture. They'll be comparing people's pictures. So people start voting which one is finer. The fact is that the school actually summoned him for that. They had to close down that website. But from there, that was what metamorphosized into Facebook. So if you look at Mark, we never thought of Facebook initially. If you come to Nick just created the tools for summarizing messages. He just created the tools just for summarizing messages. Never knew that, that was actually also, he also pivoted into a news solution, a solution that was used for AI for summary. You need to go to a lot of websites, pick the news and summarize those news. And imagine Yahoo paid 30 million pounds to acquire Nick's company. Now, let me go to Nigeria. Somebody was, and some people say, look at the level failed venture. Someone will say, Nigeria has happened to him. But let me be frank here. People who are successful, whether in Nigeria, US, UK, South Africa, I can't tell anybody, most of us assume things are just working good for them, but it's a big lie. All of them had the same challenges like me and you. There is the mind game whenever you want to start a new project. The doubt comes in. Forget about the external things you can leverage on. One of the things I can tell you will battle when you decide to start a new engagement is the battle of the mind. Guy, you can't do this. You have to win the battle of the mind. I can tell you the Facebook, the Nick, the Jason, the Mark Asson, they all fought this small voice that tells them they can't do it. Yes, challenges will come. We really heard about the good stories when they are successful, but they all went through challenges like me and you. So Jason is the founder of Iroko. Look at, you can see, he was involved in so many social media businesses, blogs, t-shirt business, websites. He kept pivoting until he broke it into now what he did with Iroko, he also disrupted the movie value chain. Before now, the Alaba boys, we have to do marketing through the Alaba boys and all this stuff. But he came in with the Iroko TV. It disrupted Nollywood. Now come to Mark Asson. Mark Asson also started with different types of businesses before he landed on hotels.ng. Hotels.ng also disrupted the hospitality business too. So there is startup, you can't dissociate startup from disruption. So a startup always comes to disrupt an existing business. I'm going to drop this full slide to Godsend to share with each and every one of us. But because of time now, I will just rush to, yes, I was giving some examples here from checklist to know if what you are doing is actually a startup. But I want to quickly move to a section I would love to end with. This is, I believe everyone knows this fine, handsome man here. His name is Fela Durotoye. Okay, for some of you who worship with Citadel Global Community Church, he was with us sometime this year during the learning month. And everything you can see on this screen he talked about the ABC approach. And that is what I want to round off with today. Let's look at the ABC approach, Fela's ABC approach. The A, he said we must be ready to accept responsibility. Now, when I say accept responsibility, because I'm talking about fintech now, I'm talking about startup, you must select You must pick a particular industry that you say, I want to disrupt this industry. It might be something you're passionate about. It might be so funny enough, some people disrupt industry, they hate what is going on in that industry. Or they might feel that, okay, these insurance people are mimicking Nigerians. I want to disrupt this industry. I want to understand the business model. Or you can say, okay, like presently now, okay, if you, okay, and you know, majority of you, your parents are still paying your school fees and still paying house rent for you. So you might not, presently there is a sudden hike in real estate in Nigeria. You might come to say, I want to disrupt the real estate market. So you pick a particular, you must accept a responsibility. Pick something to say, this part, I want to cause a disruption in this sector. Now, that is the first part of Fela Drostoye's approach. Then the next part, it talks about belief. I'm telling you, people who do great things at the beginning, they don't even know that thing they started is going to grow so big. Even the picture they have in their mind of what they want to do, they don't even know the how. They just have the picture in their mind. They just create imagine. They just use their imagination first. And if I can tell you this IT era, first thing you do that, jot what you want to do down. You can just go to cloud, go to any of this AI solution. How can I get this done? I know how many things I've done in the last few months that I just have to just write it down. I don't know how to start. Even how to do those things. I don't know how. I just write it down. I just start thinking about it. Sometimes I just go to maybe start browsing or use the AI tools. I can tell you there are a lot of information on the cloud today. It's a lot of information that anything you want to do, you can achieve it. But you need to believe. You have to believe in that industry you want to disrupt or that product you want to build. So it starts with believing. But most of us now, the problem with many believers is that when we accept responsibility and we believe, we just stop at believing. Bro, that's the wrong place to stop at. You must be ready to commit your time. You must be ready to burn those candles. You must be ready to go, to let go of your comfort zone. I was telling someone the other day that I've not watched the full World Cup match. The World Cup started last week. Most of the time when the match is finished, because I have to talk, maybe talk to CS on Monday morning or tomorrow, or okay, the next day I have to also contribute maybe with my colleagues about the match. Before leaving that morning, I'll just go to YouTube, give me highlights. And I knew everybody was going to talk about the Senegal France match. I did not watch that match. That morning, I said, give me highlights, and give me that highlight of 5-minute highlight. I was in the office and I was discussing that match as if I watched that match, full match. So we must be ready to go beyond our comfort zone. Leave that comfortable zone. Come on, you have to commit time, commit energy. The people you see, the Bill Gates, you are seeing the Bill Gates, likes of the Bill Gates, Mark, Facebook guy, the Jeff Bezos, you see them with smiling faces. These guys have committed hours behind the scene to build products. So we must be ready to build products. We must be ready to commit our time. And the last part is that you must deliver results. I'm telling you, if at the end of the day you put all these things and you don't give up, my brother, that's not good. So we must be able. I use my brother. I have some sisters here. My brother and my sisters, my brothers and my sisters. We need to be ready to generate results. We must deliver results. So just giving yourself accolades for trying is not enough. Until you get results, we don't stop. So we keep trying, we keep pushing, we keep believing until we get results. And for now, please keep thinking of products, keep thinking of the industry you want to disrupt, keep thinking of products, commit your time to it, and deliver results. I will end with that. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I plan to finish by 11:30, and it's exactly 11:30.
Thanks so much, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate you. We learned a whole lot. Am I the only one that learned?
Now, I'm going to send the slide. I'll send the slide to you to send to others.
Okay.
I'll send the slide there. Just today, immediately we're through, I'll send the slide. I'll put it in the PDF and send that.
Okay, sir.
So, any question before I leave? I really have an appointment by 12 o'clock. Any question? Okay. Okay, there's a chat. Let me check. See the chat.
Okay, I'm not really seeing.
Thank you message.
Okay, that's all I think.
Okay, I really appreciate the thank you message. So, is it okay if I take my leave now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have a nice day. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir. So I'll be sending the docs he's going to send to the group chat that we are all the registered participants. There's a group. Firstly, let me apologize. I heard most people did not receive a mail after registering. I heard some people did not receive a mail. Well, my end, I saw the list and all the mails were sent across. But if you didn't get the mail, sorry about that. Sorry about that. The whole live session is going to be on YouTube. It's being recorded and it's being streamed live. We're still going to upload it on YouTube, so everyone can feel free to go back and watch it. So I just want to say thanks so much for joining us. I'm grateful. We are all grateful. We are all grateful. We are all grateful. Does anyone have anything to say? Because we've spent so much time. So, and there's a program by 12. Yeah. There's a program by 12 for most people to catch up with. Okay. So does anyone have anything to say? Does anyone have any question? You can feel free to send it in the chat. Let me check the YouTube. Sorry. Okay, on the YouTube, I'm not seeing any question yet. Well, okay. So if you have questions, you can feel free to send it in the chat box on the group. And yeah, you can feel free to send it in the chat box, like in the group chat. There's a group chat for this thing. So so I think I've spoken about Asson Media Tech. I think I've spoken about it. But if you all want to, see what we do, you want to, have more info about us and our services, you can feel free to visit our site, assonmediatech.com. assonmediatech.com. You can feel free to check out the site. And yes, so that's going to be all for now. So I'm so grateful. Thanks to you. Okay, I can see Esther's text. Thanks so much. You had an amazing time. We're glad you had an amazing time. So thanks so much, everyone. God bless you. Yeah, and anticipate AMT Live 2.0. Anticipate AMT Live 2.0 is going to be it's going to be a lovely this thing. So thanks so much, everyone. Thanks so much, everyone. God bless you. The YouTube link will be sent across, like we're going to upload it. So in case everything is being recorded, we are going to upload it for you all to watch. And for those on YouTube currently, I think they can still play back, scroll through and play back. So yeah. Thanks so much, everyone. God bless you. Have a blessed Saturday. Thank you.